Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome, Chris, back with another fragrance review and another third part of my series, 5 designer fragrances nobody's talking about, totally underrated, under the radar, out of spotlight, although they are all great and do not deserve to be forgotten. So there's many great designer fragrances out there that have been released at the time, had their success or not, and then kind of disappeared or still in production, but obviously there's no more marketing to support their sales, so they're hanging around. They have, maybe in some cases they have a kind of an interesting following, that people who seek out the remaining stock of these discontinued or hard to get fragrances, designer fragrances. And so my aim is to shed some light on these, because they're all great and just waiting there, sitting there in order to be discovered by you. So I'm kind of a tool to help to make this discovery happen. And I have another 5 here that are very much worth to look at. 2009, I think, was the year when Sergio Tacchini, the Italian house of the former Italian professional tennis player Sergio Tacchini, released a fragrance called Experience Sailing. Experience Sailing. It has a broader called Experience Discovery, but Experience Sailing is my preferred one of the two. It is, despite of its experience, it's not just an easygoing aquatic fragrance. It's actually, I've used a full bottle already of this. It's interesting because it's extremely synthetic, but what is not synthetic in today's life? You know, many things in your fragrances, in your food, in your drinks, in your car, in your everyday life, everything is synthetic. So don't just shy away because something is a bit more synthetic than usual, because natural things are great, but you cannot have everything, and you don't actually have in your everyday life everything natural. So don't over posh the natural aspect of a fragrance. Still, I have to say that this one is clearly a synthetic fragrance, but it's done in a way that is not the usual aquatic type of boring stuff. It's this fresh, spicy, aromatic that has a great performance to it, and somehow it's a smell that you have not smelled. So it's not a copy of any aquatic stuff, and it really fits the theme as well, the sailing theme. I would say this is rather for rough seas out there. It's nothing like beachy, which makes me actually like it even more. And it's very casual as well, and it's good smelling. If you can get over that synthetic aspect that it has, then you will totally enjoy this fragrance. It's very cheap, very nice packaging and all that. By the way, I mentioned synthetic. The box actually, and I have to really credit Sergio Tacchini for that. The box is made of this carton has been produced with paper containing an elevated content of recycled material. Okay, so the fragrance may be synthetic, the box is all recycled. Great job by Sergio Tacchini with Experience Sailing. Let's travel to Japan, the house of Yoshi Yamamoto. Great little fragrance. Nobody's talking about this one. Yoshi Yamamoto Homme Cologne. Okay, or Cologne Homme, Eau de Cologne Homme to be precise. I have it on here. It starts very fresh. It's kind of the Eau de pour homme from Paco Rabanne type of direction. But this one settles to a great, fresh, tender leather. And to me, this is extremely urban. It's like walking among skyscrapers in a big city. Shiny glass, shiny metals, well-dressed people, busy business life. This is how it smells. Really, it's very urban. And I like it, therefore. You're happy to reapply because you need to. It's an eau de cologne, so it does not last you forever. But the top notes are fresh with that yuzu, with the typical Japanese yuzu. And that make it very enjoyable. I think they're coming for me, Jack. And so Yohji Yamamoto for me is a really business type of scent, office hours, city vibe, and it's sitting there to be discovered. So give it a chance if you find it. It's quite rare, I think, at this stage, but great job done by the Japanese house. So another direction, let's travel to Paris. The great designer called Givenchy released a fragrance in the year 2000 called Greenergy. It's a funky little fragrance. Greenergy, there you go. Funky little green citrus fragrance. That's all it is. Very playful, very casual, very joy de vivre. The pleasure of being, existing, of living. It's really casual. It's very French. And it's totally forgotten, because you may remember the bottle from Insensé and Insensé Ultramarine. It came in the same bottle, introduced way later than the other two. Totally forgotten, and nobody really is talking about this juice, though. Although it's not an outstanding ever, classic, superb, and extremely well-selling green fragrance. This is why it's been discontinued. Yet it gives a great playful twist to the green citrus fougere theme in a modern way. So if you're looking for an easygoing, intelligent, humorous fragrance that does not take itself too seriously, great for springtime or summertime, which is citrusy and fougere and green, and you find this, give it a chance. Greenergy from Givenchy is really in that genre. It's very uplifting and very friendly, and you will gather some great compliments as well if that's what you're looking for. And another green fougere fragrance that has been released by the house of Boucheron, and it's a flanker. It's a flanker of the original Boucheron that was Boucheron Pour Homme, released in 1991, I think it was. A great classic. To me, very stiff, elegant fragrance. Now this takes a casual turn on that. Boucheron Pour Homme Eau de Cologne. There you go. Nobody is talking about this juice. Even I haven't seen it on Fragrantica either. This is obviously it's an Eau de Cologne, and 100 ml if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and a tremendously nice, still much more classy than, not as easygoing as Greenergy from Givenchy, but much less stiff than the original Boucheron Pour Homme. This is a great springtime, summertime citrus green fougere fragrance with a great performance despite it being an eau de cologne. So that's an interesting aspect, right? Quality to no end with this juice, definitely. Great quality, very rare. I haven't seen it anywhere, and it's a great alternative if you want your green fougere fragrance to be less classy, less stiff, less in your face as well, less old manish. I'm not saying this is very modern smelling, yet it has this youthful twist to the original, right? So Boucheron Pour Homme Eau de Cologne, a great citrus green fougere fragrance, tremendous alternative to the original. And the only one we have left is a release from the German house of Hugo Boss from the year of 1996, and it's a flanker as well. It's called Elements Aqua, and you see those lovely bubbles in the back. I love them. I love this fragrance. As a tester, I was able to get it's written on the bottle as well, and you would think, if you know the original Elements, it's a great modern, warm fougere, manly fragrance. Fantastic. I love it. And when this came out, I was thinking, oh man, they're messing this up and making this an Aqua. Oh shit. But cologne and all that, forget it. It's not about that. This is a fresh, tender, spicy, even vanillic, extremely well performing, extremely pleasureful and pleasing, great smooth blend. It has nothing to do with the aquas or aquatic fragrances that you usually, you know, Bulgari Aqua and all that. It doesn't have that cologne molecule in it, or actually indeed anything in it that makes it really aqua kind of smelling in our common understanding in the fragcom, right? We think aqua, well, that's then, you know, all this aquatic smelling, cologne based synthetic thing. This is totally different. It has this fresh, semi-sweet, vanillic spiciness that it makes it very fresh, not really aquatic at all. I would rather call this Boss Elements fresh, although definitely not aqua. It has a refreshing aspect to it, like as if it's aqua or aquatic, you know, the fresh theme, but it is not about the aquatic aspect, even though even the marketing on the bottle was trying to evoke this kind of feeling. To me, it's very sunshiny, it's very bright, it's very uplifting. It has a little bit of a bitter edge to it as well, especially at the beginning of the development, and then later on it really dries down to the soft, spicy, vanillic theme. But it has a slight of sour bitterness in it, which I like, which makes it fresh as well. So Boss Elements Aqua, definitely an underrated gem of the past. Still sitting at the shelves here and there. There's still stock available. So if you look for a great, refreshing alternative for all year round, I think this is signature scent stuff as well. Consider this one maybe, you know, instead of the modern stuff that's out there and everybody's wearing them. So that was my top 5 with all these lovely juices around here, and hope you can get your hands on them. Let me know what you think. And that was another edition of Scentland's another 5 designer scents nobody's talking about. Now, I talked about them, so let's seek them out and let's try to find even more. Loads of things out there. Cheers, bye bye.